And are the kids ready to come join me? Hey, bud. Hello. Come have a seat. Yeah, you can sit there in front too. That's great. Wow, big crowd this morning. Hey, come have a seat. Good choice. So have you guys ever missed something really neat or something really important because you were looking the wrong direction? You know, it happened to me once when I was a kid. It was a rare occasion when I was allowed to stay up late. And we were all outside. And the reason we were staying up late was there was going to be a meteor shower. And they had taken me outside to see that. And I don't know what I was looking at. I was probably looking at a rock or a bug or something else that I found more interesting in the moment. And all of a sudden I heard everybody else start going, ooh, ah. And I looked up. But I didn't see anything, and it was too late. If I had been looking at the sky, I would have seen the shooting star. And instead, I missed it, and everybody else got to see it. I was looking the wrong direction. Something similar to this happened a couple of weeks ago when my family and I were driving back home from St. Louis, and we were driving through Nashville just as it was getting dark. And the supermoon was rising up over the horizon. And because of all the smoke that was in the sky right then, the moon was really cool. It was kind of a reddish gold color. And I looked out the window and I saw it. And I said to my son in the back seat, I said, look at the moon. And from the back seat, I hear this little boy saying, I don't see it. And I said, it's out the window. Look out the window. And he says, I still don't see it. And now, of course, I was driving the car, so I couldn't really do anything more, but my wife turns around to take a look at him, and he was looking out his window, but the moon was coming up on my side of the car. So we had to say, look out the other window. And then he saw the moon. It's like that with Jesus, too. Oftentimes, we miss seeing Jesus because we're looking the wrong places. We're looking for the wrong thing. We're too busy looking for a Jesus who matches some really narrow idea that we have of what he's going to be like. And when we aren't looking that way, everybody else might see him and we might not. Advent is about learning to look for Jesus in the right way. Learning how to look around ourselves with a broader vision so that we can see that even in the lives of people like us, not just people 2,000 years ago, not just in the lives of important people, but in our lives, Jesus is at work, loving us, teaching us how to love others. And all we have to do is open our eyes and see him, and then follow where he invites us to go, to point others who might still be looking in the wrong direction towards him, to love other people the way he loves us so that they can see him too. Let's go get some stamps, huh? are, sir. Here we go. There you go. There you go. No? Okay, that's fine. There you go. Go, William. Which hand? This one, William. There you go, Nora. Thank you. Jesus is coming. Look busy. So goes the popular bumper sticker. I know it's meant to be a bit of an irreverent joke, but in some ways it tells a sad truth about us. In the secular world, this is a busy, busy time, full of shopping and cleaning and decorating and baking and entertaining. Now, sometimes in the church, we like to think that we're different than that. But are we really? Faced with the prospect of Jesus, we get very, very busy. We might not busy ourselves in the same ways, but the busyness is there nonetheless. At this time of year, we are always going about doing something. Think about how this season of Advent is often described. Many call it a season of preparation. Some might say that we're preparing for the birth of Jesus. But I don't think that that's what this season can be about, because that birth happened already 2,000 years ago. And it's impossible to get ready for something that has already happened. Others might say that we're getting ready for the second coming of Christ. But I don't think that's what this season can be about either, because as we heard in last week's gospel lesson, no one, not even Jesus himself, knows when that second coming will be, and no one knows how it will happen. It's impossible to plan and prepare for something that will happen in an unknowable way at an unknowable time. So while we might busy ourselves with preparation, there really is nothing for which to prepare. Christ is already here, at hand. Christ's kingdom is also already here at hand. We cannot prepare because there is no time left for preparing. That is what John the Baptist is proclaiming in our gospel lesson today. When John declares, "Even now the axe is lying at the root of the trees," he is saying that we have run out of time to prepare. Christ is here. Christ's kingdom is here. We can choose to see him here with us, or we can deny his presence, but there isn't any time left to get ready. The gospel also tells us that John the Baptist commands us to repent. That's actually a pretty incomplete translation of the Greek word used by the author of the gospel. The Greek word is metanoete, and it literally means to turn around, or a bit more figuratively, to look again. John the Baptist is telling us that we are looking at things in the wrong way, that we are facing the wrong direction. It's time for us to open our eyes and see that God's kingdom is at hand right now. It is time for us to turn around and live in that kingdom today. Advent is about opening our eyes. Advent is about stopping long enough to see that there is another way of being existing right here next to the broken and busy way in which we currently live. Only when we stop and really open our eyes, can we then choose to live in the reality of God's kingdom. God's kingdom is even now at hand. Our poem today is by Mary Oliver. It's called "Making the House Ready for the Lord." Dear Lord, I have swept and I have washed, but still nothing is as shining as it should be for you. Under the sink, for example, is an uproar of mice. It is the season of their many children. What shall I do? And under the eaves and through the walls, the squirrels have gnawed their ragged entrances. But it is the season when they need shelter. So what shall I do? And the raccoon limps into the kitchen and opens the cupboard while the dog snores. The cat hugs the pillow. What shall I do? Beautiful is the new snow falling in the yard, and the fox who is staring boldly up the path to the door. And I still believe you will come, Lord. You will, when I speak to the fox, the sparrow, the lost dog, the shivering sea goose. Know that really I am speaking to you whenever I say, as I do all morning and afternoon, come in. Come in.